Yeah, pretty exciting. What a place to do it for me. This is home. This is where I grew up. This is where I went to school. We played college golf at this golf course, so kind of full circle to say the least. And I'm excited. It's going to be a fun week. I'm stressed for sure. I want to compete. I want to see what I have. So I haven't played a lot of competitive golf. So this will be this will be thrown into the fire, I guess.
Is that about 10 years or so since you last played a professional golf? Is that right?
Yeah, except for last week, I competed at home in the Minnesota Senior Open, so that was the first one for a long stretch. And it felt good to compete, and I had a week where I was up towards the top and felt the butterflies. So yeah, it was exciting, and I'm ready to go.
When you stepped away, were you anticipating this day? Were you hoping to get to this place, or?
Like you said, it was 10 years ago at least. And not really. No, I didn't really think about it. Didn't really have a lot of love for the game, to be honest. I played for a long time, was very marginal in terms of success, and just really needed to get away from it. Didn't really enjoy it for the right reasons that I got into it. So I think over the past 10 years, I found the love for golf again, and I think that's probably helped me.
How often do you still caddy for Steve, and have you learned a lot doing that?
Yeah, so I mean, I've caddied for him for probably 30 years here and there. But on the Champions Tour the past few years, I've probably done 4 or 5 events. I step in for Nikki, and it's nice to get out there. It's nice to see how one of the best players approaches the game. It's fun being in the mix where he's been fortunate to be a lot. It's amazing. You feel those butterflies on that side of the clubs too. So I've learned a ton. I've learned that these guys hit bad shots and get nervous just like everybody else, and I'm not sure everybody really understands that. So I've learned a lot. Patience is very important, and you have to try to clean up your mistakes the best you can. So I learned a ton.
And how are you approaching this weekend, playing with some of the best golfers in the world?
Yeah, I'm trying to control me. Like I said, I'm nervous already. I'm excited to get out there. I usually feel better once I'm inside the ropes, but leading up to it, it's anxious. Mostly because I care and I want to perform. So I know that's why I feel the way I feel. But I have high expectations of myself. I do. As long as I can take care of me and not get caught up in the moment, I think I'll be fine. But that's the wild card.
Ira, how much did caddying for Steve sort of whet your appetite to play again? Did you watch guys hit shots and say, I can do that, I can hit that shot, that kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. I know it's in there. I've said it before. It's in there. It's just bringing it out at the right time. And I've played against a lot of these guys, so I've kind of, I played at the highest level on the PGA Tour. These are the same guys. And I feel like I'm probably a better golfer now than I was then in terms of mentally and maybe even physically to a degree. So yeah, it's exciting. I've been watching these guys play, for several years that he's been out here, and it, I guess, whet the appetite's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Are the nerves amplified by being in your hometown of the course you played, or does that help relieve some of that nervousness or anxiety of coming back?
I think it amplifies it for sure. These are all the faces I've seen growing up, including Gary and Rob. I mean, honestly, since I was in high school, so I'm seeing a lot of people that I've seen for many, many years. And so, yeah, I want to put on as good a, I don't want to call it a show. I want to perform for sure for my hometown. And I know they don't care, but there's some motivation there.
Well, I'm sure over the years you've seen how, whether it was at the Greater Milwaukee Open or here, you've seen how local people will support Steve or Charity
Yeah.
or a handful of the others. How does that, like, have you pictured what it would be like to, whether it's the whole round or just a great shot, what kind of reception you're going to get?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly look forward to that. I think already just people's, happy that I'm here, happy that I'm back playing. That's pretty gratifying for me. That there is that support there, and they are behind you, and they have been, even though I've been absent. So I'm excited for the cheers, but you know they've showed already that they're excited that I'm here, so that's pretty gratifying.
Mario, you've got a career, you've got a part-time gig caddying for Steve. Your wife has a successful practice. You've got a family. How much do you want to play going forward?
I don't know. That's really, you know, I'm kind of 1 week at a time. I think about what comes with it. I've done the travel. I've done the, you know, the practicing and the grind, I guess. So for me, it's going to be. I think it'll depend on the success that I have. I was a middle of the road guy, and the work just wasn't worth it for me. So if I was a player that was in the mix in the upper echelon all the time, that would absolutely, you know, I would do it. But we don't know.
Mario, how are you balancing your career while doing that?
I'm not doing very good. I'm on my phone a lot during the day still this week. I know I have to shut it off tomorrow, which will be good. But you know, I've got, you know, Steve's. It's a busy week for him. It's a busy year for him, and I've been trying to handle that for him as much as I can and make sure he's ready to go this week. So I'm second fiddle, but like I said, I'll be ready once I get in the ropes. I'll be ready to go.
Mario, I don't think caddies are supposed to go in the players' locker room on most weeks. Is that obviously that must have been a little bit weird, maybe going in here?
Well, the guy flagged me this way when I walked up, so I said, actually, I'm going to go this way this week. So it's been a little different.
In your time caddying for Steve, I mean, obviously you absorb, you know, the successful guys on this tour are all guys that kind of look like you do. They've maintained their, you know, physical, you know, strengths and everything. Do you feel that you're in a position to do good things out there?
Yeah, I think physically I feel good. I feel like the length is there. You know, I was one of the longer ones back when I played the tour, and I feel like I would be one of those here. But that's only part of the puzzle. But length helps. I think that's been proven. So, you know, I'm in good shape right now today. So I think that's an asset for sure.
And can you talk a little bit about your caddy on the bag this week? And he's got a pretty rich history too here, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Wally, he was with me for a real long time. He's the caddy master here. He's excited to go, probably too excited. We probably need to get a little air out of his tires currently. But, yeah, he's excited. I'm happy to have him back, and we'll see if we can't stir something up.
And one other question, Andy North's in the field. It may be his last time ever competing in a PGA Tour sanctioned event. Can you speak to the impact maybe he had, especially, you know, given when you grew up in this town and that was kind of in his prime?
For sure. Watching him win the U.S. Opens, I was a teenager, even younger than that, when he won in '78, and he was a hero here. And we're happy to have him here. I actually had a quick conversation on the phone, and I know he's super motivated on how he's going to perform, and I think he'll do great, but ultimately I just assured him from my perspective, I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he's doing this. This is huge for Wisconsin, and he's huge for Wisconsin golf. And for him to be able to tee it up, I think is amazing. I'm going to be watching. And again, another guy that I don't think anybody really cares how he does besides him. And I think he'll do fine. But it's huge to have him here, and huge for me personally.
Mario, is there a first time you and Strick met fun story that you can share with us?
I'm not sure there is. We bet quite often. I'm on the short end most of the time.
I meant met. When you first met?
Oh, when we met.
Yeah.
Is there a story?
Yeah. I didn't know. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said a bet.
No,
Sorry.
no.
Is there?
If you want to share that? You can.
No.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, you know, he was a guy again that I looked up to. He was 3 years older. He played junior golf here. So, you know, when I was 14 or 15, when I kind of started to become a little better golfer, he was winning everything. And I was fortunate he's such a nice guy. And him and Skip Kendall both were so great to the younger juniors. But when we first met, you know, it was probably on a recruiting trip from my dad, who was a coach here and tried to recruit him. And that was the first time we really kind of spent some time together. And, you know, for whatever reason, we just kind of hit it off, and so that was kind of the first meeting was just kind of steps along the way, I guess.
Mario, were you and Jerry ever in the same school building at Madison East together? Did
We
you
were.
overlap at all?
We did. Yeah, he was a senior when I was a freshman, so we were on the same team together. Yeah,
And how did he treat you?
Well, like a senior would treat a freshman. How's that?
Mario, you mentioned playing golf here in college and everything and being back here. How different is the course now over the last few years? Some of the changes they made, some of the improvements?
Yeah, improvements are great. It was a lot firmer, being a new course. That was kind of, that's how courses come. They're brand new, they're firm. So it's softened up a little bit. It's matured. The trees are much bigger. They've made it longer. I think this is a great test. I think it's a unique course with the front and the back nine being completely different. And I think it's just an awesome facility and one that you need to play when you come to Madison for sure. You got it. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.